Now we're going to play a game called Voices from Heaven. The three of us are going to recount the story of our final day on Earth and how we died. So what we're going to need from each and every one of you is an occupation. So one for me.
Cowboy.
Surgeon.
Okay, can I have one?
A space cowboy.
Fast food worker.
And one for me.
Fast food worker.
Fast food worker. My alarm goes off. Time to face another day. Got 5 a.m. rounds. Patients have been really nice lately and complimenting my work a lot. I make people look pretty. Permanently. I need my morning coffee, of course. I can't go about my day with no energy. Who knows whether I'll slip and kill someone again. So I get out of bed, put on my scrubs and my little white coat, my name tag, head out the door, get my smart car, of course. Head out to the local Come and Go and get myself a fresh brew.
Some call me a legend. Some call me Dan, which is my name. But the name I prefer is Space Cowboy. My occupation. I've been to the moon. Was born, but I was there. I wouldn't retire on the moon. I've been to Saturn, counted the rings, there's one. I've been to jail. That's where I met my crew, John, Jan, and Jew. I'll tell you what, she was one crazy motherfucker. But here's the thing about Jew. He can't do anything unless he has a jelly donut in his mouth. And we're fresh out. So you know where we're going. Next stop, Come and Go.
I wake up. It's 4 a.m. You know what time people start getting breakfast at a fast food restaurant? 4:30 a.m. Yeah, so I'm up at 4 a.m. and it's cold. I don't like the cold. I go out, I start up my car. Of course, it's giving me problems. I got my little, beat to shit 72 Buick, hole in the right door. I don't even have a windshield. You know how cold the snow is when you're doing 45 on the highway on a windshield? That's all right though, that's all right. The fryers at work, I can warm my hands up over those as long as I just avoid the grease when it spatters. I've told my manager about this, the issue with the spattering, but I guess they decided it wasn't efficient to put any sort of guard on that. So that's all right, profit's important, I understand. Gotta run a business, right? So, I'm making McGriddles, large fries for 3.5 hours with my manager, Bill. God, I've never seen a guy smile so much. Have it your way! Over my shoulder the whole time. When he tells me we're trying out a new system, he decided that because we don't have enough to do in the back room, we want to start delivering. Yeah, there it is. Now I suddenly gotta drive orders to people who call it in because they don't even want to show up to the drive-thru in their fancy Mercedes windshielded cars. So he sends me off to the first order. It's some come and go. I buy lunch there sometimes. I don't want to talk about it.
So I get in my car, turn on the heated steering wheel and the heated seats, essential for winter. Now, my smart car reaches 25 miles per hour maximum at all times, so I have to drive 20 on icy roads just to be safe. So it takes me a little hot minute to get to Come and Go. It's okay. It's a short little drive. It's good for everyone. Open up the door, head into Come and Go, and what do I see before me? Piping hot cup of joe, ready for me. Couldn't help but notice as I was walking in, there was this nasty beat up car. I imagined if I was a transformer, I could fix it up, make it look real nice. Give it a little nip here, maybe a tuck there. It would be beautiful. The clerk could use some work too. But that's neither here nor there. Get my cup of coffee, spend a few cents. That's when all hell broke loose.
So asteroid traffic was pretty bad. And John had to take a piss every 10 minutes. So we took a while to get there, but we got there. We're good. We're good, except for Jew. Jew was craving some jelly donuts. And he goes running in there with a crazy look in his eyes. I've seen it before. That's when I first met him. He had this crazy look in his eyes, and he looked at me and he said, "Hey, are you a space cowboy?" And I was like, "Yes. Would you like to join my crew?" And we made out for a little bit, and then we never talked about it afterwards because we were nervous about it. And I see Jew, and he sees the next person right next to him, and he starts just making out with him. I was a little jealous, but I'm not going to bring it up because I don't really care. Some fucking surgeon piece of shit. I'm a space cowboy. What can he do that I can't? I've got a gun. I've got a spaceship. I've got a 401k plan. So then I start getting angry. And I pull out my gun and I shoot the clerk because I'm pissed and I want to prove a point. And I look at Jan and I say, "Hey Jan, how you doing?" And she said, "Hey space cowboy, you can't just shoot a clerk." And I said, "Yes I can." I said, "Yes I can."
So, I'm rolling into the parking lot. My brakes give out. Slide right into this real spaceship-looking car. Plow it right into the window. Figure, fuck it, I'll deal with it later. So, I saunter into the place, throw open the door, one of those little fucking bells, like ding! It goes. And I yell, All right, they got like a Big Mac and some fries. Who had the Big Mac and the fries? Nobody answers. This guy. Prank call. Ordering food to a come and go. Nobody does that. So I'm real pissed. I just kind of rip it up and throw it around. I'm not even looking. I'm about to go berserk. But I see the one thing that I absolutely love. And that's the little Tostito burrito thingies that they got on the roller dealie. And I'm like, I gotta get me some of those. And so I'm running over. And I slide on some fries. Take down a whole freaking rack when I'm trying to catch myself. And I turn around, thinking that like, oh man, somebody's gonna like see me and it's gonna be like a big thing. They're like, oh, this klutz, taking down. But no, nobody even notices. Because there's a fucking space cowboy with these parachute pants things who's like capping people, holding up the place or something. So I'm like, oh, I gotta take advantage of this. And I start loading my pockets with stuff, making a big ruckus. I've always wanted to just like smash everything that I can in one of those like corporate establishments. Cause I know that feel, man, behind the counter, 18 hours a day. So I just go berserk. I'm breaking all the stuff I can, throwing racks. I take a bite out of the Tostito Dorito burrito thing without even paying for it. And I throw it at the space cowboy.
I first knew something was wrong when an astronaut headbutted me. Then the clerk got shot in the face. It was an improvement. Then this weirdo in a spacesuit with the cowboy hat started shouting anti-Semitic things, so I just assumed there was some sort of hate crime happening in front of me. So I have a dead clerk, a man with a gun shouting awful things at me, and a man apparently in the background decided now would be a perfect time to loot everything from the local come and go. This is a sacred place, young man. You put that Tostitos Dorito burrito back. You don't get to just throw that wherever you want. It doesn't matter if that man's holding up a store. So I go after him. I go after the man who is desecrating my sacred home of coffee. Jab right. Bring out my scalpel, try to stab left. Completely missing. I'm more of a fine cut, not a jabbing guy. He grabs the back of my head and shoves my face in the burrito rollers. My skin sizzles. I don't die right away. I don't get that satisfaction until I get one last look in the sneeze guard at my hideous face. I'm a monster. With my dying breath, I bring my scalpel to my own face. I'll be pretty, Mom! I'll be pretty again!
Some nobody threw a taquito burrito at me. I froze up, I didn't know what to do. But Jew, he's a quick thinker. And he took the bullet. And he jumped in front of me to protect me from the impact from the taquito burrito. And it landed directly in his mouth and he choked. And I look at you and I say, you're not gonna die. You can't die. And he said, I'm gonna die right now. And he died. I hope there's a janitor, because this floor is full of tears right now. Without Jew, I don't know what to do. There's John and Jan, but I don't really like them. And I look up in the sky / ceiling and say, why? And I pull out my gun and I shoot in the air to honor his death. And would you know it, the ceiling falls down. But I survive. Because I'm angry. And I climb up from the rubble, only 2 left alive. Some fast food worker who threw a taquito burrito at me. And Jan. And I look at Jan and I say, Jan! You own the ship now. And I threw the keys at her. And then I shot myself.
So I'm filling my pockets with all the good tasties. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this like skinny, lanky dude comes flailing at me, freaking out about some like, I don't know, moralistic shit. And I'm like, please! And I slap him away. But he's not satisfied. He comes at me with like, I don't know, like some scissor thing. Whatever, it was sharp, all right? And I was like, man, do you have any idea what it's like to fist fight a couple of raccoons in the alley? You ain't nothing. So of course I just rip it out of his hands. I take him down easy and put his face in the fryer. Nothing like the smell of burning elitist bourgeoisie in the morning, am I right? So I have my fun with that. And I turn around to see even more like corpses, and I was like, what? It's like a slaughterhouse up in here. Anyway, I make eye contact with this dude, trying to figure out like what's going on, when all of a sudden, looking me dead in the eye, he just pulls out a pistol and offs himself. I was like, shit, it's like a Tarantino movie or something. But anyway, this last chick takes off in the wrecked space car daily, whatever. It's kind of limping off to the left. And I'm left alone with all the goods and an open cash register. So I help myself to that. It's actually been a pretty good day, all in all, I'm thinking. When all of a sudden, walking through that door, bing, is the owner, right? He sees all this bloodshed and is like, man, you took down all of these robbers? How would you like a full-time job? It pays very well. And I was like, what? I would love that. This was like my dream come true. I can finally get out of that fry room and my heart is just beating so fast. I'm so excited. All of my dreams are coming true and my heart is beating too fast. And then I could feel my cholesterol just clogging up in that organ. And boom. I was on the ground, and that was how I died.